$1,400, $1,745, $2,000. You've seen these numbers everywhere, and I know exactly what you're thinking. Which one is actually real? Which one is actually coming, and when? Here's what I can tell you. There is a very real conversation happening right now in Washington, in the courts, and among everyday Americans about getting money directly into your hands. And today, I'm going to walk you through every single number, where it came from, who's pushing for it, and what's standing in the way. Because here's the thing, you deserve the full picture. Not just the hype, the actual facts. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's on the table and what you can do about it right now. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Tony, and this is Retirees Benefits. I built this channel because I've lived paycheck to paycheck. I know what it feels like to choose between groceries and rent. And I know the desperate, exhausting hope that comes when the government starts talking about sending money your way. We've helped millions of people find real benefits, real money, and real resources. And that's exactly what we're doing today. Here's what you need to know first. This whole conversation starts with a promise. President Trump said, and I'm paraphrasing, that he was going to send a nice dividend to the American people from the tariff revenue coming into the country. In fact, when a reporter flat out asked him whether he needed congressional approval to send $2,000 checks to Americans, Trump's response was, "I don't think I need congressional approval." That is a big statement, and millions of Americans heard it, believed it, and have been waiting on it. So the question is, where does that promise stand today? And what happened to all that tariff money? Let me be very clear about who we're really talking about here. Because this isn't abstract economics. This is real life. We're talking about single parents who can't put 3 meals a day on the table. We're talking about veterans living on fixed disability payments while prices keep climbing. We're talking about seniors on Social Security watching their fixed income buy less and less every single month. We're talking about disabled Americans who can't just pick up extra hours to make ends meet. We're talking about working families who voted, who participated, who did everything right, and are now watching gas prices nearly double and wondering what they got in return. Americans are not asking for a handout. They're asking for the relief they were promised. All right, let's break down where each number actually comes from. The $2,000 check, Trump's tariff dividend promise. Here's the background you need. The U.S. collected somewhere between $160 and $200 billion from the reciprocal tariffs President Trump placed on countries around the world. That is an enormous amount of money flowing into the federal government. Trump's idea, and it's one a lot of Americans got excited about, was to take a piece of that tariff revenue and send it directly back to the American people as a dividend, a $2,000 check. Some people called it a stimulus. Some called it a tariff rebate. Whatever you call it, the concept was real and the president himself floated it publicly. But then the Supreme Court stepped in. The Supreme Court ruled that certain tariffs were illegal. And as a result, a portal was opened where companies and importers who paid those tariffs can now apply to get their money back. Over $127 billion is being refunded. But here's the gut punch. It's going back to the companies, not to you. Think about it this way. You walked into a store and bought something for $20. The actual price was $50, but the store tacked on $5 to cover the tariff they paid to import it. You paid that $5. Now the government is refunding that tariff money back to the store. The store already has your $5, and now they're getting the government's money back too. That store is not calling you to send your $5 back. That's not how this works. So the $2,000 tariff dividend? That money is currently flowing to corporations and importers, not to the families who actually absorbed the cost at the checkout line. The $1,145 check, the tariff reimbursement proposal, this is where a really compelling idea came in. A number of lawmakers, analysts, and economists ran the numbers and calculated that the average American household paid approximately $1,745 in tariff costs, built into the prices of everything they bought: gas, groceries, electronics, clothing, all of it. Their argument is simple. If the government is refunding tariff money, it should go to the people who actually paid it, which is us. Not the importers. Not the corporations. Us. So they're pushing for a $1,745 check to every American household as a direct tariff reimbursement. It's not charity. It's not a stimulus. It's your money back. This proposal is gaining real traction, and it's one of the most logically airtight arguments for relief I've seen in years. The $1,400 check, the bipartisan option. This is the number with the most bipartisan support in Congress right now. It mirrors the COVID-era direct payments and would go to individuals earning under roughly $75,000 and married couples under $150,000. It doesn't require the same legal justification as the tariff proposals. It's a more traditional direct payment structure. It's the most likely to actually pass of the three. But most likely in Congress still means it's not guaranteed. I have to be honest with you, because that's what this channel is about. The $2,000 tariff dividend is tangled up in Supreme Court decisions and corporate refund portals. The $1,745 proposal is brilliant but faces serious political resistance. And the $1,400 check, while the most viable, is still sitting in a Congress that moves slowly on a good day. Meanwhile, Americans are deciding whether to pay rent or buy groceries. That's not an exaggeration. That's what people are writing. In my comments every single week, we live in a country that sends billions of dollars overseas, that funds foreign conflicts, that writes massive checks to other nations. And right now, everyday Americans are being told to wait. That anger is valid, that frustration is real, and it needs to be heard. Here's where we pivot, because there are real things you can do today. 1. If you haven't checked whether you're owed money from the IRS Recovery Rebate Credit, go do that now. The IRS has been sending out automatic payments to eligible people who missed previous stimulus payments. That's up to $400 you may already be owed. Visit irs.gov or find a free VITA tax preparer near you. 2. Check your state. Several states have moved forward with their own relief programs, direct payments, utility assistance, grocery benefits. I have a full video on current state-level relief linked in the description. 3. Make noise. Call your congressional representatives. Visit house.gov or senate.gov, find your rep, and call their office. Tell them you support the tariff reimbursement check. Congressional offices track these calls. It genuinely matters. 4. Use every benefit available to you right now. SNAP, LIHEAP Energy Assistance, WIC, Medicaid. If you're not sure what you qualify for, my description is full of resources, and our sponsor name, can help you find programs fast. Here's what I want to leave you with. The fact that we're talking about $1,400, $1,745, and $2,000 checks, that conversation is louder right now than it has been in years. Public pressure works. Community voices work. And this community, we are loud. Before you go, here's what. I'm asking 1, drop a comment below. Tell me, which relief amount do you think should pass, and why? That engagement matters more than you know. 2, if you support the tariff reimbursement check, the $1,745, write "I support the tariff check" in the comments. Let's show lawmakers that real people are paying attention. 3, subscribe. If you haven't already, I cover these stories every single week. When something moves, you'll hear it here first. 4, watch my video on benefits you may be missing right now. Because while Congress debates, there is money available to you today. You deserve relief, your family deserves stability, and we are going to keep pushing for it together. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.